I got probably the lesson that I want to impart is don't, if you do get good result, don't abandon the treatment. Just continue on with a lower level of dosage, because if you do nothing, then you're at risk of losing more hair again. So I think that was the lesson for me. Coming back the second time, the first time the treatment was it was quicker, faster effect. I was 10 years younger, maybe that had something to do with it as well. Don't know whether I was particularly healthier then or not. It was probably in my life had less stress at that time. And that's something we probably haven't really talked about much, but from my perspective, stress is a pretty big factor and even the later treatment, the times when I felt under stress for all sorts of different reasons, there's a low period of hair growth, and then when stresses are removed and I'm more relaxed, then I get better results. So Louis always says, there's 100 different reasons why hair grows, and then look at what works for me in terms of reducing stress may not necessarily work for you, but I've read quite a lot about it. A lot of people do react negatively to stress and hair growth. It's something to watch for. For me, I guess it's also been a way to try to enforce a more healthier and more sort of sustainable lifestyle, I guess too. I am more conscious, as I said, about keeping my stress levels down, being more relaxed, eating better food, just having a better pace to my life than I might have had in the past. So it's had a much more long-term benefit than just the hair growth for me. So that's much of it, I guess.
Right, thanks. Any questions for Andrew? You can think about it. I'll fire one or two at him. So,
I should say too, I got up to having 3 pills a day, and I never got any headaches or anything. So I think that I'm not. Again, everybody reacts differently, but in my case, 3 pills did nothing except hopefully make me feel better and grow my hair.
No other adverse reaction at all? Even the first time you started 10 years ago? Never had a problem?
No, never any issues at all. And that was part of what was attractive for me too.
Okay.
I just felt like it's very safe, and I'm not going to do damage to myself or the environment or anything else.
Okay, great. And you mentioned you sort of started and stopped and then came back to the treatment many years later. So the first time was a bit more, you got a quicker result, you said.
Yeah.
You still got a sort of decent result when you came around the second time. Well, did that surprise? Did you sort of ever worry that maybe you wouldn't get get the result the second time round?
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah. Particularly, I did it for probably a similar amount of time as I'd done it the first time round. I've got the results, what's happened, but it just took a little bit longer, I think. Look, I still don't think I'm quite as far advanced as I was the first time around. But certainly, I think people were talking before about what differences. You certainly really notice the difference in the quality and strength of the hair. It's just much more like hair you had as a youth rather than hair you've got as a 50-year-old. So that part's very positive.
Great. Well, Andrew's obviously showed a lot of patience with his treatments, 2.5 years, sort of still, the total period. So, you sort of kept it going. You didn't sort of
here to fund the business, I think sometimes.
Yeah. Look, I've seen since I've started working, I've seen Andrew come in for some late appointments. I usually finish a bit early. Andrew comes a bit later, but I have seen him a couple of times coming through, and I always noticed you look well. I mean, his health looked quite well. So, just thought I'd ask now, Andrew, have you, since sort of starting, especially with the tablets that are supposed to work on your general health as a general tonic, not just for your hair but your general, do you feel that you're better off when you've been on the tablet? Has it helped you in any other ways except for your hair? Do you feel generally any change that you can notice?
It's hard to say. Yeah, that's a definite result, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I had much more of a focus overall on being healthy and to try to pinpoint one thing.
It's hard to say.
It's part of a whole bunch of things, I guess. I've started doing more of, I do more yoga and
Good, yeah.
meditation, things like that. That also have flow-on effects, I guess, to my overall health as well. And look, part of it is just being aware. I think that it's something that you should do.
Yeah, you got to look up. Absolutely, yeah. Good point. That obviously, we need to just look after yourself generally. It's not just the treatment's part of it, but it's lifestyle definitely contributes a lot as well.
And in this latest program, I get massage, Master Fong, and Reiki treatment, and what else do we do? There's something else that reflexology. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of good treatments too that help energize you and relax you, and good overall body health outcome.
Right. Just one last point. Andrew is one of many many other men out there that part of the hair loss problem was due to genetic factors, and obviously these type of cases, that's where there's not much we can't control the genetic factors. They're there. That's what your mum and dad have given you, and your ancestors have given you. So they're a factor there. That's why we do ask people to sort of maintain the treatment even at a low dose, low level, because you're always fighting against those genetic factors. If anything you can do, not just our treatments, but as Andrew's doing a great job doing all the other stuff, looking after his food that he's eating, and he's getting some other treatments to doing the yoga, which is great, looking after his general health, because that'll help sort of work against any sort of genetic predisposition that you might have to hair loss. So
look, I guess I did think for a long time that I could get by on less sleep, and I sort of experimented with like 5 and 6 hours sleep, and I've just come to believe that it's better to try to get a bit more. So I try to get like 7 to 8 hours sleep now rather than 5 to 6, and I don't know if that makes any difference to hair growth or anything, but I guess I feel slightly less tired in the afternoons than I used to feel. A little bit more energy, perhaps. But it's one of those things. It's very hard to pinpoint saying this is doing it. Could be the tablets.